Hi everyone, today I am making a Valentine's Day wreath using a bunch of leftover mesh scraps that I have. As long as they are 9 inches or longer, you can use them. So we are going to be using all of these. I'm going to take 3 random patterns. I'm going to make sure they're rolled into tubes, make an X, put one up and down the middle, pinch it, and I'm going to twist it right onto the wreath form. And then for the next grouping, I'm just going to grab 3 different ones. I'm going to roll them each up, and again I'm going to make an X, put one up and down in the middle, pinch it, twist it on, and I'm just going to keep doing this until the whole wreath is filled. Most wreath forms come with 18 bendable like pine branches attached, so you just want to use 3 pieces of mesh in each of those groupings. Alright, this is when I finish the back ring. Next, we're just going to keep adding mesh to this top ring. And then after the wreath gets completely filled with mesh, we are going to be adding ribbon onto the back bigger ring. Alright, next step is the ribbon. I have 3 different groups of ribbon. Each group has 2 patterns of ribbon. So I'm going to grab 2 of each of this first grouping. I'm going to make an X and just kind of pinch across the center and then twist them right in on top of the mesh in that back bigger ring of the wreath. And I'm just going to alternate between all 3 of the groupings until I have the whole back ring filled. Once I finish putting all this ribbon in, I'm going to attach the heart. Figure out where you want it on the wreath. I'm going to be putting it up towards one of the top corners of the wreath. And I'm going to use the pipe cleaners to twist it onto the wreath form. Then we're making a bow. This is going to be a 4-layer bow. So for the first layer, I have a solid red. You can make the tail any length you need, but these back loops, I am making 7 inches. We have a ton of bow making tutorials on our YouTube channel you can check out if you want it more in detail. So these loops are 7 inches, and then each additional layer I add onto this bow, I'm just going to make the loops slightly smaller. Now I'm leaving the tails long. I'm gonna wait to cut them till after I add them onto my wreath so I can kind of decide how I want them to lay. We are going to be using the wire from the bow to just tie the bow directly onto the wreath form. You can roll up the tails, you can leave them straight, you can kind of ruffle them, you can curl them, it's up to you, it's personal preference. I'm gonna leave mine kind of just like straight, kind of curved a little bit. Once you get the bow how you want it on the wreath, I'm going to be adding in some strips of ribbon wherever there might be like a gap or a hole in the front of the wreath. All of the ribbon for this wreath is cut at 13 inches and then I dovetailed the ends. So I just have a couple spots I'm going to fill. And then the next step is going to be adding in some ornaments that I have just to kind of add a little bit more detail to the wreath. You want to cover the end of your ornament with a lot of glue and then stick it in the place you want to keep it and just hold it there, let it dry really good. I usually add ornaments in groups of 3, so I have 3 ornaments I added on this wreath. I also added a glitter heart to the center of the bow. But yeah, here is the finished product. Thank you for watching my video.